Well, how's it going there, guys? We are going to be playing the Battle of Antietam today. Can't wait to check this out and hopefully get a victory here as the Union, as we should. Hope so, anyway. I want to get the actual screen up, so just give me a moment here to get this started. And yeah, as you've seen, we are playing as the Union here. Just going to go ahead and share this on Discord. And we'll get started on the battle. We will be playing the battle throughout its entirety today, so keep that in mind. Not sure how long it's going to take, since we're not going to be fast-forwarding or anything like that. Oh, that is so frustrating. Of course, I copy the link, and nothing shows up. All right, let's try again. Okay. All right, my friends, let's get started. It's been a while since I played, and again, I have not played since the graphical update. I have taken a look and seen what they have to offer here, and I'm definitely impressed. Now, the first thing I want to do, we'll go ahead, number one, press the play button, and we're going to first start to just push forward with Max Weber's brigade here. Just kind of push forward a bit. And again, we are moving at real time, so this could take a little longer than anticipated, at least for previous slower battles. At some point, we are going to get our detachments set up here and start sending detachments across. But let's wait just a bit, and while I'm here, let's actually take 1st Division here. I wonder how close I could get to Sharpsburg. Maybe let's just try to cross the bridge. Let's do something like that. We'll improve on that setup later on down the line in the battle. In fact, what I'm going to do is just quickly but surely... 3D models, that's right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And kind of want to see, you know, what they look like, what they have to offer. All right, let's take George Sykes. And with Sykes, we could head towards the Sunken Road, but what I'll do is I'll head here first. Again, if we need to, we will be dividing these guys up into skirmishers, but we'll give that some time. Back out a bit, and here's another thing we'll do. We'll take Burnside. That's right, this is Ambrose Burnside, and we're just going to push him up here for now. Again, just to get a good visual on what's going on the enemy line more than anything. And with Couch and Franklin, not as familiar with these generals. We're going to start pushing them across the river here. Now, I already see some Confederates moving forward, so let's take Doubleday here. Nope, not what I wanted to do at all. Take Doubleday. There we go. And we're going to start responding. We will kind of micromanage this so that we get them in more defensible locations. But I think this is a decent start. Take Ricketts as well and just start setting up along the line, as you can see. I'm going to just move these guys individually, the Brigadier Generals. I don't want to move the actual army here. Let's just do something like that. Something like that. Of course, we'll start micromanaging at some point here, but right now I just want to get these guys to move forward. Man, those 3D models are very pretty. How you doing, General Kenobi? Good to see you, bud. Very pretty 3D models. That's looking a lot better, I must say. A lot better than what they had previously. It almost feels like a separate game. I am making a separate exception with this unit. Just going to go ahead and start putting them into position here. Might do the same with 1st Brigade, although they're actually moving where I want them, which is the edge of that cornfield. And the Rebels are getting into position. Well, defensive position, it looks like. I really want to get in some gun battles. Love the music. Absolutely love it. Just want to make sure we are getting across here properly. Let's take Pleasanton, for instance, and get him pushed forward as well. We can do the same over here with John Sedgwick. So let's just hope we don't have any rebels that show up on this side, but that's why we're moving these guys first, just to get an idea of what's ahead of us, and then we'll act. Go ahead and speed up just a bit here, boys. Oh, there we go. We got some enemy gunfire. Man, those cannons, wonderful, even at a distance. We have the shots coming towards us. That's looking good. Now, first I want to move these units up. Then I will see if we can get some detachments set up. We'll also take 2nd Brigade here. And we are going to make a push forward with these units. Of course, we are the aggressors in this battle. There's no way around that. We need to make the aggressive push. Come on, boys. We did promise to play this battle in real time, so we are going to try to minimize the fast forwarding there. Even if it takes a while to get there, at least we get to watch our guys in their glory moving towards the target. Speaking of that, let's take a look here at the infantry, and I'm going to try to create some skirmishers. There we go, baby. The battle begins. Dang, that is nasty out there. Come on, boys. For the Union. Not enough units, I think. Alright, so with Gibson's detachment, we've got a wonderful forest here. You guys know how much in these Civil War games I love to create hornet's nests, which are basically wooded areas, circular in their defensive approach, that are just deadly. So that's what I'm going to try to do here with these skirmishers, is create a hornet's nest, and I'm still pushing forward with the rest of the men. Too early to tell if we're winning, General Kenobi, but a good question. I think we will win. Got no reason to think we won't. Could, of course, target artillery with the skirmishers. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to target arty here with John Gibbon. Man, I love the marching sounds. How beautiful is that? Alright, we're going to push him also to the edge of the woods. William Hoffman here. Looks like they also did some upgrades to the flags. Is that just me? I think they upgraded the flags and may have even smoothed out the sounds of the guns there. It does sound a little smoother. Push forward over here with this skirmisher detachment. And let's grab Iron's brigade and just get him over here to the edge. They've got some nice Lorenz rifles in that brigade, man. Let me get my hands on that. So actually our guy is targeting that unit right there. Let's let him do his thing. We're going to have to deal with a lot more enemy artillery as the battle progresses, so I'm not going to run away from this. That's nice. So again, with the new 3D models, let's have a look at that battle. It's looking real nice. It's actually reminding me of the original Gettysburg, but in a good way. I like that, man. Come on, boys. We need to get guns here now. Come on, Patrick. Fire. Same 1st Brigade here. Fire. We don't even have time to detach skirmishers, and it looks like with 800 men, it might not be worth detaching skirmishers anyway. Do not concede the Hornet's Nest, boys. Grab Meade here. We're going to push Meade up to support. Here we go. Fire, boys, fire. Got a Lawrence ready to go. Knock that cavalry down at once. Yeah, the rebel cavalry is definitely a danger. That's it, boys. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed that, and I'm not sure that's intentional, but that seems like an update too. So basically, the frontal unit broke away so that we could get a shot or a full volley on the enemy. That is not something I recall happening before. The AI was not that reactive, so that's looking pretty cool. All right, George Meade's up there. I think we can keep moving the rest up. So let's push forward over here with Hooker. We're also going to push forward with Mansfield. Let's see how the rest of our guys across the bridge are doing. They're doing okay. It looks like most of them got across, with the exception of Sykes. And I'm just going to put them there across the middle bridge. Just to get prepared, basically. We'll take Morel here. And I'm just going to get Morel on the road. As you can see, it's sort of like a crossroads position. So I think we'll be facing the enemy army over here at the Sunken Road, if I'm not mistaken. Holy hell, we got killed in action. Hoffman has fallen. Lieutenant Colonel Hoffman was killed at the head of his troops. This is to be expected in these battles. And of course, Antietam is, I believe, the most vicious. I'm not sure in terms of casualties if it was the highest. It may have been for number of units. But absolutely vicious fighting for both sides, of course. And I don't like that they managed to charge through and get a nice charge there with the cavalry. We know how effective our Confederate cavalry was in our campaign. I'm a little worried. Alright, the Iron Brigade is losing men without a doubt. How can you not when you've got enemy cavalry charging like that? I know it's like Patrick has gotten wounded here in the fight. Keep on firing, boys. We still have 2 enemy cavalry units that could approach. Definitely a cause for concern. We've got some additional infantry moving forward, but it looks like they are currently taking our Hornet's Nest area. I don't like that one bit. I do like to keep that under our control. But here's what we'll do with Burnside. We're going to push across to the, well, I guess this would be the southern part of Sharpsburg. If we look at the compass, kind of feels like the north, for obvious reasons. All right, start opening up now. No. Alright, Robertson's brigade is faltering, so we have managed to push that cavalry back. I'm going to halt all of these units, because I don't like where they're headed. Look at that, even over here we are engaged. And we've got a hell of a Confederate defensive line there. Getting up to the edge of that cornfield, though, would really help us out. Actually give us somewhat better overwatch over the enemy, so let's go for it. Start pushing forward. Get right up there to the edge of the fence, and then we will decide what to do. Love these Civil War era names. They are tremendous, man. Hard stuff. Just awesome. That's it, boys. Give them hell. Fire that looks like they regained their confidence. Same thing with 2nd Brigade, though. No, sorry, 2nd Brigade just arrived. Gotta shoot down Robertson's, man. He's lost almost half of his men, but he's still hanging in there. Back up a bit. So I'm going to take John Sedgwick's men since we're already approaching over here. We're going to approach with John Sedgwick's unit over here. And I think we could bring Morrell, too, to really try and overwhelm him. So let's do something like that. Approach over here from the north as well. I know I keep saying the north, but I'm referencing the north of town. So if we look at the compass, we actually are in the north. However, of course, we're fighting southwards. Let's just pop down back to the battle site and get to work. Here we go. Alright, he's on his way. We're going to be approaching this enemy unit from multiple locations. Look at that marching, man. They even got their backpacks. What a nice touch. Or I guess in this time period, we call them satchels, right? They have their satchels, boys. Going for another charge. Gotta send everybody in. And I'm amazed that Robertson can still charge and is not faltering yet. There we go, finally. And of course, having all these enemy cavalry units nearby doesn't make things any easier. Keep firing. They've got an enemy HQ there. I'm going to try to kill Stewart. Kill Jeb Stewart. End the war early. I mean, of course, Jeb Stewart is an incredible cavalry commander for the Confederacy. Getting rid of him would be a huge bonus. Show no mercy, boys. Turn our attention over there to Lee's brigade. I could try to set up a hornet's nest position again, but I don't suspect it's going to work. The enemy does outnumber us here with cavalry. Nonetheless, we're going to try. We're going to get set up in those woods. We fought to keep them. We might as well push forward. In fact, I'm going to dedicate some units over there. That means taking away from one of our other fronts, but I genuinely think it's worth it. And I think just in terms of safety, gotta make sure to keep these units away from the enemy. No, that's not gonna work at all. Maybe we'll bring these guys over and just have the guys crossing the bridge launch the attack here. Look at that. Yeah, that's a pretty significant Confederate line. I'm definitely gonna send at least one of the infantry units over here to assist. That's it, boys. That's it. Get up there, Robertson. Again, just trying to turn these woods into the deadliest position possible. Are they already firing? I don't think that's possible. I think they're probably getting shot at by cannons. Yeah, that's what's going on here. But let's get our own cannons to fire upon their artillery here. We're pushing forward. George Green, you push forward as well. I want you to use those woods to your advantage. Battle's only been on for 30 minutes, and I'm guessing at least 2,000 to 3,000 men have been killed or wounded on both sides. That's how vicious Antietam can get. What's going on here? Feud, own initiative. The commander of this unit at a higher hierarchy acts on his own initiative without orders. That is really cool. So we turned on the feuding system, and, you know, certain corps commanders don't get along with their subordinate commanders, vice versa, and that can lead to some confusion, and that's exactly what's happening here. Although we are striking the enemy in the flank, which was kind of my goal, but we don't have this frontal part of the attack ready to go yet. I was kind of hoping that they would get here a bit sooner, but they're taking their time. So we're just going to keep pushing forward, of course. Keep on pushing forward there, but we will commence the attack here, and hopefully we still get some decent flanking shots. Let's see if we can start creating detachments. And hopefully our skirmishers at range can do some damage here. We want to get our best shooters out there to take on these rebels. Jubilee Early, actually my favorite Confederate general. Start firing at him. And then with the actual brigade, I'm going to get in the woods there. And look at that, the AI is working pretty well, man. Falling back. They see those skirmishers coming and they're falling back. The AI has definitely improved since the last patch, which I think is really nice. Might as well get another detachment if... let's see. Yeah, let's do it. In fact, we might as well just make it official. I think the artillery we can keep here just because he's already going to get a pretty good shot. No, range is an issue. We're going to have to get closer. They are really grouping up. This would be a perfect time to get some artillery in here. I'm not giving up with the skirmishers. We're still going to try to harass these guys. Looks like they're actually hiding behind the house there. They might be falling back to the second defensive line. I wonder if that's what's going on. Come on, boys. Take the fight to the enemy. Some additional artillery approaching. They're throwing everything they can at us right there, but so are we. We're doing exactly the same thing here. In fact, I think it's probably appropriate to push forward with the units over here at the fence. Let's go ahead and move up. Move up, boys. We're going to try and attach skirmishers, just trying to maximize damage here. And we can already see some rebels on the ground there. I want to get even more shots. And try and have some of our infantry units here in the forest, of course. Not really a hornet's nest here because it's too large of a forest to cover, but we're still getting a good defensive bonus here with the trees. We'll also push that artillery right there. Oh yeah, we have definitely got the Battle of Antietam going on here. Alright, 3rd Brigade, we need you to push forward as well. There. Really nice grouping. area too. Did not expect us to do well here, because this is where they've got all those cavalry units. And you can see with these large battles, you've got to be paying attention to all parts of the battle, because we've kind of lost sight of this area. So we're doing fine here. Again, just pushing up and creating a hornet's nest right there, above Nicodemus Hill. Make sure that artillery is firing at the correct target, which is going to be Hampton Brigade. We really want to target their cavalry. Artillery here with Tyndale's men. If we can get rid of the enemy shelling, I think we can, well, essentially get rid of the enemy army. And look at how quickly our men are getting taken down, so the canister shot is certainly working appropriately. Holy hell. Looking great, getting excellent shots on Jubilee Early's brigade there. I think we just need to keep it up, guys. We could even attempt to charge. Not yet, but fairly soon. I'm going to actually try to get the cat kind of on the edge of the forest there. And I'll do the same with Dana. Push Dana up. If we have to charge, that's what we'll do. They're getting a defensive bonus from the woods, which I don't like. Artillery up, they're about to move. We just dropped one of the loaders there. Yeah, they're definitely trying to get the hell out of there with the artillery. Look at that. Decimating that, Artie. That's what I like to see. Keep firing, boys. Keep firing. 2nd Brigade, we need you to push forward as well. Take the fight to the rebels. One more volley, and then we'll move on to the enemy infantry units here. They've had it. Switch fire. Yeah, I really am tempted to go for that charge. We'll get a little bit closer. How about that? And we've got to be careful with for units like this. I'm going to go for the charge against the 8th detachment. And just get them the hell out of here if we can. Kind of rush through the cornfield towards the enemy. When we've got an enemy separated from the rest of their army like that, we have to take that chance. Get them, boys. Might be trying to fall back, and they are outflanked. For the Union. Men, tell me something I don't know. Keep fighting. Alright, we'll get this unit into the woods as well. Still plenty of rebels in there. And it's kind of hard to see them because of all the trees. We may not be getting a realistic notion of how many there are. Over here, I also don't like what's going on. We might manage to route, we might be able to route the rest of these enemy units, but I don't suspect we're going to be able to. So this charge may not have been a good idea. The enemy is falling back towards their lines. Let's see. Okay, we don't have any reinforcements back here. At least I don't think we do. Oh, there we go. We got some here. Let's take Slocum. So many guys on the field. Just look at this, boys. And we've also got some wonderful cavalry. About time we bring up that cavalry, don't you guys think? So let's push the cavalry up right there. That's right, Joseph. Go Yankees. Go Federal Army. That's right. We're going to smash these rebels. So far, we're doing an okay job. But we had a few losses. guys, we did manage to rout that unit. It's good to see. I'm not going to be foolish and charge again here. I'm just going to start firing at the other rebel unit, Trimble's Brigade. That's it, boys. Full volley. And I can say this new 3D unit or this new 3D units, it looks so great with the bodies. If you guys look at the edge of the cornfield, you can make out gray coats among the corn. I mean, such a nice touch, man. Really, really nice. Make sure that artillery has the best view possible on circle. No, man! I always do that. Stop! It looks like Howard has decided to give complete power. He's just laying down, man. Back out over here. This was our other front. Here it is. It looks like this has calmed down significantly. So we're going to take the existing army here. I want to take a look at the map for this. Mansfield. And I'm going to try to get in on the... I'm not going to call it flank, just that gap there. And it looks like, yeah, we're still fighting the enemy at Nicodemus Hill. That's to be expected, though. Again, they outnumbered us here pretty badly. And it's all cavalry. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We are playing the battle in real time here. The Battle of Antietam. That's right. And Dunker's Church. I hope it's almost ours. Let's take a quick look at our other approaching armies from the Sunken Road. We have not taken a look at all at this army. We'll have a look there in a second. But I'm going to take Porter here. Try to get him across. We'll need to reorganize McClellan's forces. But there we go. Actually, the guys seem to have done fine on their own. Beautiful. Let's keep pushing. When you've got a chance to push here at Antietam, you take it. And this is no exception. Do that. We'll push over here, try to get these rebels away from this army. In fact, I'm going to move Darrell right up there. In there, too. We've got some wonderful fence work here that we can use for our advantage. I say we do that, but first let's cancel that initial order. See, I like how we have them trapped here. I think this is going pretty damn well. And now, kind of push forward like that. Take Morel's units. Yeah, he's repositioning over here since we just moved General Sykes. So I'm actually going to halt Morel. There we go. And we're going to push him. He's going to be responsible for taking the center here. I don't know why it's insisting that we go across the bridge first. I'll try to halt that again. That's a little weird. Good news is that Pleasanton is arriving very quickly here. So we're going to get that artillery support much sooner than expected. I should say. Push forward, boys. Let's take this position. I'm gonna grab 2nd Brigade. Another nice touch. You guys see real close there? Some of the guys have like black hats. They've really gone all out to just make these 3D models look amazing, and I love that. Well done, boys. That's the cavalry arriving, boys. How you doing, Mr. Yeager? It depends to a degree. I would say, like, if you're just doing historical battles, all you really need to know are the basics. So, like, if you're trying to move an entire army, you want to, of course, click on the general unit of that army. And this would just represent just this group. And if you want to move, like, a single unit, you kind of just click here. There's a bunch of other things to learn over here with, like, formation. Like, for instance, something I do in my battles a lot is I create skirmisher detachments. You can do that over here. So I would just say that it's one of those games that you need to play to learn, in my opinion. You know, play around with it a bit, learn the historical battles. The campaign is something completely different, but the good thing about this game is you can automate any number of different aspects of the campaign. If you don't want to deal with the economic side of the campaign, you can automate it. If you don't want to deal with the recruitment side of the campaign, you can automate it. So whatever you don't understand, you can easily just give that responsibility to the PC. Or the AI, sorry. Use my proper terminology here. People think I'm a damn boomer. It is fun. It is a fun game, for sure. Although I've played a lot of it, so it's nice. It's a nice touch to see this change here, to see this new modification. I'm definitely worried about the enemy on Nicodemus Hill. I think we have to take a unit here and divert. We just have no choice. Otherwise, they're going to try to overrun us. So Williams is getting over there. We got Doubleday here. Push Doubleday up, but he's already got a unit out there. Let's take Mansfield. Actually, maybe we could just take... Taking all of Mansfield is kind of a push. He's already headed over there. I'll allow it. But this is not necessarily the best move. We've got a bunch of guys here, though. Bunch. Alright, the church is... Well, the church is not ours, but we're at least at the church now. I'm going to try to fight my way through the cornfield. So the idea being here that we use the cornfield as cover while we cross and sort of create a gap in the enemy line here. So that's the part you might not like, Mr. Yeager. Typically it takes a while, and another thing that you have in this game is you have delayed orders. So basically, you know, back in the day, when when you gave orders to a unit, you had to send out a rider. The rider had to get to the enemy, to your unit, had to relay the orders. Sometimes the orders would be incorrect, etc. That's represented in this game pretty well. But you can always just fast forward. Like down here, we've got the 10x fast forward button. It's up to you. But it takes a while. It does take a while. Like, as an example, let me back up here. We called in a cavalry unit about, I would say, what would you guys say, like 10 minutes ago? We called in a cavalry unit from over here, north of that river. And just now, it's just now arriving. Nope, it's still about 3/4 of the way on the road, as you can see, which is a fast method of travel. And it's just now arriving in the area here. So it takes a while in this game. It does. Definitely a scary push, because now they've fallen back to that secondary line. You know what it feels like? It feels like the Blitzkrieg, and we've broken through that first Soviet line, but now we see that secondary front, and it's like, holy crap. Like, it's an entirely new army. So I'm just gonna play it safe here. We'll just approach, kind of watch them for a bit, get into position, of course, and then we'll decide what to do. Might as well move up guys like French. They're kind of just hanging out here. Move up there, French. With Israel Richardson, we'll get across the river here. Let's take a look at our boys here. They were doing pretty well on their own. If we can manage to sort of force the enemy to send replacements to this area, we're going to be better off, put it that way. That guy is separated from the rest of the army, so I think we're going to approach from the Harper's Ferry Road. Might as well, man. When you get an opportunity like that, leapfrogging through these wheat fields is the way to go. Andrea! Omohai. Watched another gamer who did the full campaign, and while he liked the system, he said the AI was really bad. Yeah. Like, as an example, in my Confederate campaign, I think we've only lost a single battle, and we've been outnumbered 4-1. Pretty significantly, you know, being outnumbered pretty significantly. So one way to mitigate that is when you play the campaign in this game, I recommend anybody playing the campaign in this game, you take very hard. Because easy is, it's beyond easy. It's like, you might as well just, you know, you can just close the game, basically. Go for very hard and you'll get a little bit of a challenge. But I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, and that is, I've noticed some changes just in this battle alone with the enemy AI. I think they may have actually put some stuff in to improve the AI. And why do I say that? So we were flanking this force over here at Nicodemus Hill. The enemy was kind of like pointed, if you look at the compass, they were pointed northwest. and we were about to hit them with a flanking force. Now, before, they wouldn't do anything. They would just, like, sit there and take it. But what they did here was they actually fell back to that secondary defensive line we see here. And I would say, I'm not saying it's brilliant AI, but that's an improvement. Like, that's a huge improvement. The other nice thing about this, you can just sit back, have a cup of coffee, and watch the marching. Watch, yeah, absolutely. All right, here we go. Love the detail shown to the units, too. Yeah, to exploit that position, it's going to take a lot longer. It's such a nice artillery line. Try to approach from this cornfield. Look at this cornfield. This is where we got to approach from. Also, our cavalry has arrived. I don't want to send them into combat yet, but let's start getting them on the line at least. So we could go for a pretty ferocious cavalry charge and take the enemy by surprise. Oh, yeah. Let's change these guys' formation to a single line. That's why they look blocky, formation. We're going to approach Nicodemus Hill here, but we won't get into our Hornet's Nest area. Although I think here's the goal. The goal is to beat the enemy at Nicodemus Hill and then fold the army up this way. That's what I think. But we're actually doing better over here. Although we do need some support. We're doing better over here at the Harper's Ferry Road area. So I'm going to start pushing forward with the rest of the Union Army here under Wilcox. We've also got Sturgis. So let's send Sturgis. I don't want to approach over here because they've got a fence line. I'm actually just going to move Sturgis's men individually. We're going to micromanage over here by the Harper's Ferry Road. Send those Reds packing. Come on, boys. We're waiting for an invitation. Oh, yeah. Trying to get a kill also on the enemy's right wing. Who is leading that? We don't have a general name here. Here we go. We're going to try to get flanks, so do something like this. Got to watch out because there is another enemy. Prior's Brigade is approaching over here, another enemy unit. But as you can see, that emblem, for those of you just watching this now, this is a really cool addition. I don't know when they added this, probably a few days back, but essentially there's a feud system. So certain generals don't get along with other generals. This happened regularly during the war. Keep in mind, most of these generals were classmates at West Point. So you could see them not wanting to take orders from, you know, a junior classmate, etc. But the point being that this game has sort of this feud system where they might not follow orders. They might just kind of do their own thing, depending on who's leading them. So especially when you're playing the campaign, you've got to be very careful of that, not to mix generals or just officers that don't like each other. Some more men over here into the cornfield, the wheat field, pardon me. Tell I'm a city boy because I don't know my corn from my wheat. I've played enough prop to know the difference. Here's Joseph Cade. Well, it was McClellan. It's kind of hard to do worse than him. What was it that Lincoln said to McClellan? Like, McClellan went to Lincoln, right? And he's like, Lincoln basically told him, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, you need to assault under your own initiative. And McClellan was like, well, sir, my horses are fatigued. And Lincoln was like, what have your horses done to be fatigued? Basically telling him, like, you haven't done anything. Like, how can your horses be tired? Doesn't even make sense. And it doesn't make sense. McClellan was just a very, I don't want to say cowardly, because we don't know what the guy actually thought, but clearly a very cautious and defensive-minded general. And there were, you know, everybody likes to talk shit about McClellan, but there were situations where his defensive capabilities, which were good, would have probably come in really handy. I think, like, late war, McClellan may have been more useful than early war. You know, you can disagree with me on that, of course. Go. It's getting a little risky, but you gotta do what you gotta do, boys. Fire. Thought we'd be close enough to fire from here, but I think we're gonna have to push forward. Yep. I don't think think they expected that, and I'm going to try to send some additional units here into that cornfield. Try and give the enemy as many surprises to deal with as possible. Back up over here. The one concerning thing I did want to see that, if you see the waypoint here and it's in red, that means the Confederates can ferry additional units in from this area. So we just want to, it's not going to happen necessarily, but we want to watch our flanks, because they could send in an entirely new army here without our knowledge. And as you can see, they are already flanking some of the units here, so I want to be careful. In fact, we'll take 1st Brigade and have him turn around. He was headed for that wheat field, but I think this is a better option. Yeah, look at that. They're sending a bunch of men forward. Come on now. They're going for a charge, you crazy bastard. There's no room. Step back, rebels. Did you see how fast they ran? I do not think they were expecting that. There we go. Dropped a few rebels there. There's even a little sprite animation there for when they're falling, which is pretty cool. We got an enemy. We got a Confederate general there. We can get him. We're gonna fire. There we go. We managed to push the rebels back over here. Wonderful, wonderful. They are running in panic. I am now gonna focus fire on that next unit. And actually, I'll try to get 2nd Brigade under Harlan here in an even better position. Quite a few enemies falling back, and now I'm thinking we might take Joseph Sykes and just assist over here, but actually getting behind the enemy here and flanking them would be even better. Let's start making that push forward. It's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty, but you got to do what you got to do, am I right? Right, let's assist over here at Nicodemus Hill. We've got a lot of guys approaching. Plenty of reinforcements approaching. Longstreet is right here. My God. You can't just fire at the enemy general, but if he's behind his men, you can get a kill on him. I kind of like that system. That allows you not to get, like, cheap general kills. But we've already lost one of our generals. Shot right through the chest. It'd be nice to get a little payback. Got a chance to kill Longstreet. Come on, boys. Next Confederate unit here at the south of Sharpsburg area. We're going to start getting these guys in the wheat field, as was our plan all along. Trying not to cross this area. You see this area, I think it's called Mumble Roulette. In any case, this area right here really is roulette, because if we cross this open field towards the Dunkirk Church and towards the Suffolk Road, I think we're going to be cut down to shreds. I really do. There's already a lot of dead men there in that field, mostly rebels, thankfully. But moving across that field seems to me to be the wrong choice. Maybe not. Like, maybe we have to before the end of the day so that we don't get a minor defeat. In the meantime, we're going to keep pushing for Nicodemus Hill. I think that's the goal there. Looks like we've ordered another enemy cavalry unit back. That's good. I'm going to try to hit this one as well. It'd be nice, though, to have our own cavalry support. I know we've got cav units over here. We're going to grab 2nd Brigade and just push up to Nicodemus Hill. Roulette Lane. I can barely read that. Got some good eyes there. All I see is M-U-M-M-D Roulette. Mama? Cannot read that one bit. I like it though. I love the maps in this game. I'm not putting them down. Sometimes these old-timey maps, you can't properly understand it. By the way, how you doing, Bobster? It's good to see you, man. And there we go. Whiting was kind of wounded in action there. But we're going to try to get him on the enemy flank to try and knock out the artillery. It's 9:42. Oh, it's in the morning. Of course it is. Damn it, it's military time, Agrippa. Now, despite us doing extremely well here, it looks like things are kind of slowing down a bit. We don't have many units here, so I'm not sure how effective it's going to be. We're going to continue to push forward, of course. Right now, let's focus on Walker's brigade. Oh, I see. Okay, okay. Micromanaging on this area. I'll push some additional units over here towards Harper's Ferry Road as well. But I'm sort of splitting the units in this group, so don't exactly want them to follow the officer's orders for now. I should say the corps commander's orders. Come on, come on, come on. Rebels are falling back again. Brooke has gotten quite a few kills during this fight, but he's also lost a fourth of his army. 500 men down. Never an easy pill to swallow. Boys, federal charge. Going for Lee's brigade. Not that Lee. Not that Lee. There we go. They're trying to get back on their horses. Yes, they are. I think we may have stopped them. This would be nice to take the Nicodemus Hill area. Take it, and I think they're going to manage to push back our infantry as well. Yeah, that is definitely a cause for concern. We're going to go directly to Stewart and push him back, because I think he's the last unit at Antietam Hill for the Confederacy. We want to knock him back and take that position ASAP. The generals are lucky they escaped alive, actually. And wait a minute. Okay, the Hoppus Ferry Road is taken. That's what I'm talking about. It's nice. It's nice. So not much resistance there. Again, we saw that reinforcement point, though, so they could send replacements there fairly easily. So what I'm going to do is send these units forward, start engaging the enemy. It looks like they are sending reinforcements over here to this area, but we forced another rebel unit back, although not without losses this time. In fact, I'm going to readjust Harlan here to get the best possible visual on Toombs Brigade. Those are the kind of volleys we're looking for. Oh, somebody got wounded in action. Crook is wounded. Brigadier General Crook. What an unfortunate name. These forces yet. Let's see if we can take some enemies off the sunken road, allowing our army to move forward. This would make that roulette lane area a lot safer to cross. Because if we can have them focus on our men over here, they're not going to be as focused on our men across the field. So there we go. Let's get in there. You know what? I'm being foolish. We need to detach skirmishers. Nice. We're already causing a panic amongst the enemy. Let's also get these artillery pieces as close to them as possible. But what I like to do is just kind of keep all the arty in one area. Really, like, they're doing the same thing over here, as you can see. Really just, makes the barrages a lot more significant. Start pushing forward, pretty much, like that. The same thing over here with Couch. And we won't go for the center. We're just readjusting our men there to the front line. And look at that. The enemy army kind of readjusted all at once. Now, that could be a general order. But again, that's suggesting to me that the AI has improved a bit since this last patch. I'm not sure why 2nd Brigade wants to flank attack here. The 2nd Brigade is in a pretty good position. We're going to try to just restructure them. Maybe they'll be okay. I'm going to move 2nd Brigade's 1st Corps there. Not 1st Corps, God, what's it called? Not 1st Squad. Small, too large to be a platoon. Brigade there. Actually, we'll push forward with all of this already. No need to keep it all the way back here. Now that we've pushed up, let's get better position. Even the sprites for the artillery have improved. You'll see once they start moving, it's just a really nice change of pace. Here we go, fight up that hill, boys. Okay, one of the artillery pieces breaking as well. Two, actually. Two enemy artillery pieces breaking. That's always nice. Now the question is, should we go through this force field I don't think so. Why change what's working, right? Because right now this is working. Just kind of trying to lessen the enemy's forces as much as we can with initial attacks. Kind of sticking out of the road, basically. Infantry units are not being aggressive enough. So we're pushing forward with them. Must say that Lee's brigade, look at the losses there, guys. 887 casualties. And he hasn't broken yet. I think he is the toughest guy on the battlefield. It's looking pretty nice. Pretty nice. Jr. is losing men. Yeah, that's kind of par for the course. Hanging in, hanging out like that. Right on, man. Springfield's got a wonderful range. Make sure Caldwell uses his here. Caldwell. Also detach some skirmishers, why not? And I'm happy to say that even before getting out of the cornfield here, we were going to be dealing significant damage to them. But Nicodemus Hill, they are still holding on. That is amazing. Lee is crazy, and he's finally actually about to run out of ammunition. But I'm convinced that this unit is made up of cyborgs. It just doesn't explain the losses they have and how hard they're fighting. Ransom is low on shells. Well, good to know. Good to know, sir. Looks like the Confederate Army is actually starting to fall back even more. It almost feels like we might be able to sort of create a gap in between two parts of the enemy army. Not essential right now. We're doing pretty well, but just an option. Get him. Yep, we're going to start making that push forward. Look at that. Devastating volleys. No overhauls or extra content, Mr. Yeager. As far as I know, there's no mods for the game, but I could be mistaken. All tabbing here for momentarily, folks. Thank you, Joseph. Oh, I think I know who Mr. Yeager is. Mr. Yeager, were you the one that left that that comment on the Silent Hunter video? So obviously, guys, as a YouTuber, and especially as a strategy gamer, I'm by no means a great strategy gamer. You know, I really try to just be an entertainer and have fun with you guys, and you know, play stuff that sort of interests me, obviously. But I think it was Yeager. It may not have been you, Yeager. If it wasn't you, then don't even worry about it. But some guy named Yeager left a comment on my Silent Hunter 3 video, like, and it was like, this is the worst, submarine gameplay I have ever seen. And it was like, it was such a hurtful comment, I swear to God. Like, you would think at this point I'd be used to that stuff, but I got so triggered that I was just like, why would you write that? Like, why would you do that? But I don't think it was Mr. Yeager, because he's putting a question mark. It may have been you. That's fine. I think I took it a little too seriously, because I had seen you had commented on other videos. Let's go for a charge here with the cab, just to see if we can break this unit, and I want to grab 2 artillery pieces there. But first, we got to take this guy out. Get him, boys! Like, look at this. Lee's brigade has lost 1,331 men. 712 remain. He is still fighting them. This guy is absolutely getting low on shells. Ransom has been firing since the beginning of the battle, essentially. There we go. Finally broke him. Again, if we could get a kill on Stewart here, that would be huge. I don't actually know if you learn about enemy generals killed. I think you only learn about that after the battle. That would be a nice message. Oh, cool. Sounds good, man. You obviously never saw me playing Silent Hunter. Says Anthony Jones. Oh, I was so triggered, man. I mean, I haven't released a Silent Hunter video since. I was just like, well, you know, forget it then. I won't play anymore. You know, that's the way I am. I can take that stuff pretty seriously. It's one thing if somebody's like, hey man, you know, you did this wrong and this wrong. Here are some recommendations. Like, I really appreciate that. But when somebody just like posts on your video like, This is the worst video I've ever seen. It's just like, well, fuck, man. I mean, I can't win you over, obviously, so I'm not even gonna try, right? I'm just gonna be a jerk. Oh, this was, yeah, I think maybe 3 or 4 months back. But see, that's how triggered I got. I still remember it now. I've gotten much worse comments on videos. I mean, I've been at this 8 years, guys, with very little to show for it. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten massive comments, but that one just struck a chord. The guy also had a YouTube channel. It was fine. He didn't have any subscribers or anything, but, like, I had just thought, like, geez, if you also have a YouTube channel, and you're leaving comments like that, you should know that. You know how tough this shit is. Finish Jaeger, yes! Yes, that's the guy. That's the guy, yeah, him. Finish Jaeger. He's alright, though. I checked out afterwards, and he had posted on other videos, like, nice stuff. It's just, I think, also, no offense to my Finnish subs, but, Finns are extremely, what's the word? Not mean. I guess direct. Like, Finns won't really, like, try to baby you with, like, empathy, I guess. They'll just kind of give it to you straight. And it could have just been that. It could have just been a cultural thing. Where he wasn't being nasty. He was just, oh, shit! Victory, boys! Enemies retreating! He wasn't being nasty or anything. He was just, just being honest, I think. I think he was just being honest. Here we go. Oh, guys, I think we got us a victory. Major victory. Colonel Brooke has received severe wounds in combat and carried to the ambulance by his men. Let's hope that he feels better. I can't wait to see the casualty count on this battle. Man, we actually got to the end of the battle. Hell, holy hell. Victory for us. Let's see if we did better than McClellan or not. Can somebody get us the casualty counts for both sides? Because we're about to get the casualty counts here for our fight. I'd ask, guys, I would ask, and not supposed to, please don't use the super chat thing or whatever for now. If you can, use stream elements or something like that. Just because it's a more direct form of payment. Of course, super chat, hell yeah, by all means, by all means. You gotta get these stream elements set up on YouTube, because I haven't really been doing much Twitch lately. And most of my streams have been here on YouTube, so I think I need to change around the sort of setup of the buttons so that you guys, get pop-ups when you donate and things like that, or when you subscribe, etc. Right now we have that all geared towards Twitch. Twitch has been rough, man. Twitch is, it's one of those things I think, like with YouTube, I can disappear for a few days, do my own thing, come back, and you guys will still watch my videos. On Twitch, if you disappear for a week and come back, suddenly all of those viewers you initially got, they sort of just disappear. You gotta stick to it non-stop, and I can't really afford to do that. I wish I could. Do this all day. And get paid for it. That'd be great. Yeah, exactly, Joseph Cade. Like, I don't know about you guys, but, when I play strategy games, one of the reasons I got into strategy and historical games is because I love strategy and historical films, and sort of trying to relive those in a playable medium like video games I thought was kind of cool. And yeah, I don't take them seriously. Like, I don't get all, like, butthurt when I'm playing combat mission and I lose some units. I've seen, especially in combat missions, you've got some veteran players there that are like, if you lose units, you will hear about it. You're like, how could you have done that? Like, dude, it's a game. I'm just playing it. I'm just having fun. I'm not trying to get, like, a perfect score here, for goodness sakes. Although not too shabby here on this major victory, I think. And another thing is that it's like I'm better at certain games than others. I have a very, very small amount of knowledge on naval games, for instance. So whenever I'm playing them, it's kind of like playing them for the first time. Playing a naval game for the first time. Same with flight sims. I don't really play them much, so if I just picked up a flight sim right now, I'd probably be pretty terrible at it. Oh yeah, Walkers is taking a hit. 1403. I think the casualties are going to be higher than the other Antietam. not saying I'm giving up on Twitch. It's just it's a lot harder to develop an audience here. We have an existing audience here on YouTube. I always appreciate you guys stopping by, and it makes it easier to stream what we want to stream. The Twitch audience is like super. I thought you guys were picky. Like, holy shit, man. If you don't play exactly what a person wants to see on Twitch, you're not getting a damn view. I got the feeling, because I'm a huge fan of something I play away from the channel. I'm a huge fan of Diablo 2. And if anybody wants me to play with them, yes, I will play with you. Add my username. It's AgrippaMaxenius. But I tried to play it on Twitch, and I was like, you know, look, these guys will understand. It's a more mainstream audience here. They're not as interested in niche strategy games. I'm sure I can get viewers. I played that shit for 3 hours. I got 2 viewers. I wanted to cry. I really wanted to cry. Like, nobody showed up. I was so disappointed. And yeah, ever since then, I just kind of, it's not even just that. It's just, in general, I don't have time to dedicate to 2 platforms. It's really tough. Yeah, see, that's never bothered me. Now, I'm trying to think of what will bother me in a strategy game. What I would call, and I'm sure all of you have experienced this, what I would call, like, just AI cheapness. Like, for instance, you've got this massive army in a settlement, in, like, let's say a turn-based strategy game, and you leave the settlement for, like, 1 turn, and then the settlement is besieged or attacked. That'll really annoy me. Or when I see something that doesn't make strategic sense, which if you play Imperator Rome, that's Rome 2, right? That entire game triggers the hell out of me. That entire game. And it's one of the reasons you haven't seen Rome 2 on the channel, or if you have, I've deleted the videos, because it triggers me so bad, because there are things that happen in combat there that just don't make sense. Like, you'll flank a unit with cavalry, you'll charge them, and they'll fight back and beat your cavalry. You know, things like that. Like, so things like that will frustrate me. But losing men or making a mistake, no, usually I don't give a damn. Here we go, boys. Getting to the end of the battle here of Antietam. Let's get those casualty counts if we can. The original fight here is R5. Alright, well, it looks like 11,000 infantry on the enemy side, 2,600 cavalry, 100 guns for a grand total of 1,400 killed or wounded on the Confederate side. On our side, 9,670 men, infantry, and a grand total of 10,663 killed or wounded. And especially anytime you've got Confederates with more casualties than the Union, pretty decent battle. Not always a victory, but in this case, a major victory. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Rome 2 at all. But to each his own. I mean, listen, man, I like some Total War games, or just I like some games that no one else will touch. Let's put it that way. Well, my friends, I want to give everybody a special thank you for sitting through the Battle of Antietam. I hope you guys had a magnificent time. And if I don't see you before the holidays, I really hope everybody has tremendous time with their families, tremendous holiday, and just try to make it a better year next year. Feels like we've been, kind of shut down for a while now, so hopefully pretty soon here things will go back to normal. At least we can hope so. I agree with Kenobi on this one. I used to play David et Impera for the original Rome. I remember that. So I guess they have one for Rome 2. Interesting. Just recently, if you want to check it out, Mr. Yeager, I put up a mod that I got for the Rome Remastered. It's magnificent. I actually think the mods for that Rome Remastered are a diamond in the rough. People have got to check them out, because there's a lot of great mods for that Remastered edition that actually make for a pretty great game. And at least when you're playing Total War, Rome Total War, I should say, you know you're getting, like, real strategy. Like, when your units flank an enemy unit, you're gonna break them, for instance. That's right, glory to the Union, my friends. Thank you so much. Hopefully no more hint, your nasty comment. It's okay, it's alright. I'm over it. I was over it, like, a day after, but for that whole day, I was so triggered. Thank you so much, buddy. Alright, y'all take care now.